بروحنا Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa natubu ilayh. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah. Wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man da'a bida'awatihi ila yaumiddin. أما بعد فيا عباد الله اتقوا الله أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله وطاعته لعلكم تفلحون. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. وأطيعوا الله ورسوله ولا تنازعوا فتفشلوا وتذهب ريحكم واصبروا إن الله مع الصابرين. Sadaqallahul Azim. Fellow Muslims blessed by Allah the Almighty, let us strengthen our faith and awareness in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by obeying all His commands and avoiding all His prohibitions. May His blessings and acceptance always envelop us in this world and in the hereafter. Let us ponder upon the sermon today entitled Strengthen Unity, Foster Solidarity. As a reminder for all of us, let us be consistent and steadfast in performing acts of worship and acts that lead to obedience and living the houses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the performance of obligatory salah in congregation, i'tikaf and attending intellectual discourses to increase our knowledge. Besides that, educate our family members without fail, especially our children, to perform our salat, learning and understanding the Al-Quran while also following religious classes. performing Amar Ma'ruf and Nahi Munkar, namely disallowing transgression and reinvigorate the bonds of brotherhood between us. Members of the congregation are also reminded to provide the attention to the khatib when the sermon is being delivered and not to use the mobile phone or converse with each other. Give your fullest attention to the sermon delivered. May we attain blessings and graces from the Almighty Allah. Fellow Muslims blessed by Allah the Almighty, the Aqidah or creed of Muslim has united us as brothers under one religion. No matter the skin color, race, language or background, we are protected under the power of one God, receiving guidance from the Al-Quran and Islamic education and instruction from the same Prophet. We prostrate towards the same Qibla or directions, but it cannot be denied. Mankind would always have differences of opinions and views. This is natural in life, which cannot be avoided. Indeed, it is not proper for differences among the Muslim Ummah to continue to be aggregated to the point that it may destroy the bonds of brotherhood. Because of that, Islam has guided us not to go overboard and to be moderate in forwarding our points of views, to practice being open-minded with others, and to welcome those who are not of the same views as ours in order to preserve harmony, which is viewed as more important. Just because of our animosity, we reveal the personal embarrassment of others and show slanderous news to the point that it debases our dignity. The resulting disunity would only show the weaknesses and failures of the Muslim Ummah itself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has reminded us through verse 46 of Surah Al-Anfal, which was read at the beginning of this sermon, and having the following meanings: and obey Allah and His Messenger, and fall into no disputes, lest you lose heart and your power depart, and be patient and persevering, for Allah is with those who patiently persevere. Fellow Muslims blessed by Allah the Almighty, when we talk about the current situation within our country, political issues seems to be the hottest topic being discussed. There are matters that concern the unity of the Ummah's souls, but many also become the arena through which arguments prevail. Even though it is a freedom granted by the Constitution, but by saying argumentative and at each other's throat, it would spread into other concerns. Closer familial and friendship ties must be fostered. We must make peace between our brothers who are bickering and at each other's throat, and instead strengthen the network of brotherhood among our citizens, so that it may rebuild the brotherhood and the stability of our nation in order to reach success. The member believe that with the cooperation and the wisdoms of all Malaysian citizens, all differences that hinder unity may be managed well to avoid endless bickering. Let us understand that the campaigning and election phases have ended. So now it is the phase to render service and to perform our responsibilities as citizens for the sake of our beloved nations. The same also goes in celebrating the differences of opinion that concern trivial issues and minor jurisprudential matters that becomes the underlying reason for argument between scholars. Differences in understanding exist among Muslims, which sometimes lead to unending polemics. The act of debasing, lying, firebranding that pit one against another, and making slanderous statements have caused a crisis among the Muslim Ummah, to the point that it is hard to find a meeting point for resolution and peace. To cool the current disharmony, the member would like to advise everyone to follow the current local and situational jurisprudence, which are already agreed upon by our scholars. Respect the different jurisprudential views for as long as there are proofs and reasons agreed upon by the many scholars. Besides that, stop labeling others who do not have their same view negatively, in order to humiliate them in the eyes of others. Be moral and be aware, so that the differences may be a benefit to all and not otherwise. Fellow Muslims blessed by Allah the Almighty, follow the example of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions, as the harmony and affection for one another among the Ummah had existed in a social system under the leadership of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They were not in enmity with each other, but instead were willing to sacrifice their property and even life for the sake of preserving of morals of Islam, which is good relationship with other Muslims. Al-Imam al-Bukhari narrated a hadith from Anas bin Malik radiallahu anhu, who reported that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had said, لا تباغضوا ولا تحاسدوا ولا تدابروا وكونوا عباد الله إخوانا. صدق Rasulullah. Which means, do not despise one another, do not have hatred or be enemies with one another, but be your servant of Allah in brotherhood. Having a close-knit brotherhood among Muslims does not mean we must view non-Muslims as enemies. Islam has never requested for enmity against them, for as long as they do not make enemies against Islam or strive towards enmity. Their right, such as their belief, life, dignity, and property must be protected. This is among the blessings of Islam, which must be preserved within the life of a plural society today. Stop the enmity among Muslims that has been hotly pursued on social media, which brings not benefit at all. The act of debasing one another, mocking others, insulting with unkind words, all are signs of initial cracks that could lead to the eventual collapse of relation among Muslims. Everything must have its limits. Therefore, do not make the differences of opinion as the poison that would weaken the Muslim brotherhood. Let us be like our two hands. When both work together to lift up staff, strength is created. When one hand is wounded, the one helps to bind the wound. Let us not be like the ears, even though they are not the same head, but neither has ever met nor provided the other any help. Fellow Muslim blessed by Allah the Almighty, the conclusion that we make from the sermon today. First, differences of opinion is natural among human beings, but we must be mature enough to think how to manage the differences so it would not be prolonged and lead to bickering that would be of no benefit to everyone. Second, project exemplary morals among us, even to non-Muslims, such as persevering their right and mixing with them with respect, so that maybe one day they may be attracted to embrace this wonderful religion of ours. Third, bickering would only invite sadness and envy, but affection and open-mindedness would surely lead to harmony and happiness within the society. To conclude the sermon, let us ponder upon what has been stated by Allah the Almighty in verse 8, Surah Ash-Shura. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولو شاء الله لجعلهم أمة واحدة ولكن يدخل من يشاء في رحمته والظالمون ما لهم من ولي ولا نصير. صدق الله العظيم. Which means, if Allah had so willed, He could have made them a single people when He admits whom He will to His mercy, and the wrongdoers will have no protector, no helper. بارك الله لي ولكم بالقرآن العظيم ونفعني وإياكم بما فيه من الآيات الذكر الحكيم وتقبل مني ومنكم تلاوته إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمين وعلى آله وأصحابه الطاهرين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد، فيا عباد الله اتقوا الله حق تقاته واعلموا أن الله أمركم بأمر عظيم، أمركم بالصلاة والتسليم على نبيه الكريم. فقال الله تعالى: إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. وارض اللهم عن الخلفاء الراشدين وعن بقية الصحابة أجمعين وعن التابعين وتابع التابعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين، وارض عنا معهم يا أكرم الأكرمين. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات. اللهم أيد بدوام التوفيق والهداية والصحة والسلامة Malikana kebawahdulia yang maha mulia Sri Paduka Baginda yang di-Pertuan Agong Sahibul Jalalah Al-Sultan Abdullah Ri'ayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah Ibn Al-Marhum Sultan Haji Ahmad Shah Al-Musta'an Billah. Wa kadzalika kebawahdulia yang maha mulia Sri Paduka Baginda Raja Permaisuri Agong Sahibatul Jalalah Tunku Azizah Aminah Maimunah Iskanadiah bint Al-Marhum Al-Mutawakkil ala Allah Sultan Iskandar Al-Haj. اللهم اجعل بلدنا ماليزيا آمنا مطمئنا سخاء رخاء دار عدل وإيمان وأمن وأمان وسائر بلاد المسلمين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين ودمر أعداءك أعداء الدين وانصر من نصر الدين واخذل من خذل المسلمين وأعلي كلمتك إلى يوم الدين. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من البرص والجنون والجذام ومن سيء الأسقام. Allahumma ya Allah, make us and our descendants as your servants, who are consistent in performing salat in congregation at mosques and surahs, and pay zakat and cash waqaf through the Federal Territories Islamic Religious Council Zakat Collection Center, PPZAC Mawib. Is the effort of Mawib in distributing zakat to asnaf and in managing the waqaf properties as best as possible for the benefit of the Muslim Ummah and the Federal Territories. Allahumma ya Allah, unite us through your religion and deter us from long-lasting enmity. Make us people who are honest and with integrity when performing the responsibilities given to us. Protect us from committing anything evil, sinful, corrupt, breach of trust, malpractice in nature, which would lead to destruction of our religion, race, and nation. Allahumma ya Allah, grant us tranquility, peace, security, and protection from slander, tragedy, disaster, and the spread of dangerous illness. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. عباد الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. فاذكروا الله العظيم يذكركم واشكروه على نعمه يزدكم واسألوه من فضله يعطكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. أقم الصلاة.
الله ربي ارحمه